How many of you believe that books are the way of life and books change your perception a lot? How many of you believe it? I'm sure quite a few of you might think, you know what, books are boring. But they're not. They really give you a nice, deep insight into many years of curated knowledge in just a book, and half or 1/4 or 1/10 the price that the person has spent, the 1/10 amount of time the person has spent in gaining those experiences, the 1/10 amount of money the person has spent on gaining those experiences. That's the reason why you should really start reading books. And I could see the change in myself after I have started reading books. The very first book that I started reading was The Magic. As the book actually says, it is the magic, and I have seen that transform my life. And I'll share you a story that happened with me today about how it has transformed my life. The second book that I started reading was The 10x Rule by Grant Cardone, one of the most influential books. Many of my mentors and many of the influencers actually recommend reading this book because it tells you whatever actions you're taking right now is what is keeping you in mediocrity. If you want to grow, if you have some goal in life and if you want to grow there, and if you want to go there, you need to have 10x rule in your life. You need to start taking actions 10x or the 10 times the actions that you're taking currently. You see, there is one very amazing and important thing that he says. If you continue to do what you're doing, you'll continue to be as you're staying currently. But if you want to reach to a higher level, you have to start what nothing you have not done in your life. Okay, so a very important lesson that Grant Cardone gives in that book. Of course, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of dedication to read a book, to complete a book. There are fictional books, there are non-fictional books, there are different categories of books, but I personally like reading the books that are motivational, that help you in achieving your goal faster. The third book that I started reading was Eat That Frog. I'm a person who generally procrastinates. There were many things that I was trying to postpone or procrastinate, giving different reasons, like I'm busy in office, I have a lot of work, I have to manage a team, and giving all those shitty reasons, to be honest. Yes, I have used that word and I am being honest with you guys. But that is one of the shitty reasons I was giving myself to procrastinate and avoid doing anything of this sort. Maybe the content, maybe giving free things to people, like I give stock market analysis to people. There are stock market mastery that I have been doing. So I procrastinated doing that for a long time. But once I started reading that book, it gave me a very good insight about how to stop procrastinating. He has actually given 21 ways. You don't need 21 ways, you just need few of them. Of course, each and every of our lives are different, and once you understand where you are procrastinating and what are the areas that you need to improve, you will definitely improve. And the most important thing that you need to do is acknowledge. First, you need to acknowledge that you have the issues. Second, you work on those issues. Read all the articles, books, etc. that you have. Keep doing it consistently until it becomes a habit, and then you'll definitely achieve the success. All right. One of the books that there are quite a few books that I've got, and I plan to read them is Ikigai, Rich Dad Poor Dad. They are all nice books, but one of the books that has transformed me completely is, of course, The Magic, where the thing that Rhonda talks about is gratitude, and why gratitude is important, why you need to have gratitude first thing in the morning, and why you need to have gratitude the last thing before you sleep is what is explained in that book. all of these, if you look at it, they are centered around 21 ways. Do it in 28 days, do this for 25 parts. Have you ever thought, why is this 21, 25, 28, 30? Why is this number? Does it relate to anything? Of course it does. The thing that it relates to is your subconscious mind. You see, when you want to stop a habit and go into getting a nice, good habit that will improve your lifestyle, you need at least, they say, 21 days. But I'm going beyond that. I say that, there are different people who require different amount of time. That is the reason why you'll have to do it minimum for 21 days, and maximum you can do it however time you think that it has gone into your subconscious. Now, how to measure whether it has gone into your subconscious is when you wake up in the morning, do you get that thought? Okay, for example, if I have to start waking up early, for example, and start doing exercises, intense exercise in the morning, the moment I get up and the moment I do my morning rituals, like walking into the washroom and getting freshened up, the next excuse me, the next thought that I get in my mind is I have to exercise, and that has got into my subconscious. The time it takes to get into your subconscious is around 21 to 30 days. It depends, it varies from person to person. But that's generally, studies have proven that that's generally the time frame that people need to get something into their subconscious, be it leaving a good habit or being it acquiring a good habit. I'm sorry, when I say I meant to say leaving a bad habit or acquiring a good habit, right? So that it takes around 21 to 25 to 30 days. That is the reason why you see most of the books, most of the techniques that provide you guidance on getting you into a good habit are structured around these time frame itself. Okay, now coming to the part where I wanted to tell you my story. So since this morning, I was alone in my house. I was just going through some different videos. I'm on a journey of transformation myself, and I was going through those videos. And then when I was going through those videos, one of my friends, he approached today. After a long time, I saw him actually, and he came to my house and we just started talking normally. What's going on, and how was your journey back? Because he had been to his hometown recently, and I just asked him how was his journey back and all. And there's one very interesting thing that he told me, and it took me by surprise because that has stopped happening in my life. The thing that he told me was, Tejas, since like 4 to 5 days, I am having a bad streak of luck. Either I've been fighting or things are not working in my way, and I'm not happy with the way things are going. And for a moment I thought, wow, I was this person few months ago, before I started visualizing the affirmations that I had and what I wanted to actually achieve and what gratitude I want to get in the life. Excuse me, before getting all of these, my life was similar to what he was actually describing. There would be streaks of bad luck. Either I would fight with someone, or things wouldn't, turn out the way I expected them to be. Expectation is one of the biggest things that human beings do, but that is not our innate ability. It's not innate within us. We have developed it over time, the expectation, and that is where it leads to a lot of grudges, a lot of failures, because not all the expectations are fulfilled and you end up becoming unhappy. So coming back, while I was talking to this friend, I realized, wow, it has been actually few months that touch wood, I have not had a streak of bad lucks or quarrels? Maybe because I've started ignoring them, because of all of these gratitude and affirmations and imaginations and visualizations that I am doing currently. Maybe because of that, it has transformed me into a different person, and I started looking world or people from different perspective. It was actually in one of my mentors conducts one of those meditation sessions, and I really love to go in those sessions because it's not only about meditation. He also talks about a lot of things that you can change in your mind, and you can imbibe those things. So one of the very good things that he told recently was, you cannot change people. Let people be the way they are. You cannot change anyone unless they really want to change and they have come to you for seeking a solution. Until then, whatever solutions that you give or whatever things that you want to tell them out of your love, maybe it is completely ignored. Unless the person really wants to change and has come to you to seek the solution, not of any use. Stop giving suggestions to people. And this is one of the suggestions that I'm giving you, but of course it's one of the suggestions, it's one of the realizations that I've had recently, because it really doesn't matter when people, they don't really need suggestions. It's just that way. You can't help it. So the realization that I had was, is it that the bad luck streak has stopped happening in my life, or is it that my perception has changed towards looking at them? I think the latter one is more true, because I think that my perception towards looking at people, towards looking at these fights, be it any mediocrity or anything that's happening around me, I just let it go, let it flow. Of course, when it comes into my brain, my mind, I keep thinking about it, and after a certain point I say, chhod do, jaane do, leave it. Because as I said, you cannot change people, you cannot change the circumstances. Something that is in your control, of course you can change, but there are mostly many circumstances that are out of your control. And what you do, you just get miserable about it and you try to change that, and it never happens. You expect it to change, and you do all the acts towards making that change, but it never happens. So ultimately you fail. So the reason that I'm making this video is because I just wanted to document what had happened today, and I just felt like sharing it with you all, because that is very important, to change your perception in order to change yourself. As I said, circumstances and people, unless they want to change, people, you cannot change them, and circumstances that are under your control, you can control them, and there are circumstances which are just not under your control, and you cannot just change them. Accept it and leave it. You will definitely lead a very peaceful life, and I can guarantee that. Alright, so before we end this video, of course the introduction has to be given in the beginning, but let me introduce myself. I am Tejas. I am currently undergoing a lot of transformations in my own life. I'm currently undergoing changes in my behavior, changes in the way that I look at things, and I'm trying to transform myself into 2.0 version. And maybe later, once I reach that 2.0 stage, maybe later I change to 3.0 and 4.0 and so on. I am trying to become a better version of myself than I was yesterday, and all of you can also do it. So guys, if you think this resonates with you, do comment, do like this video, do share it with your friends, and do comment if you need more guidance or more help, or you didn't like something in this video. Please go ahead and comment. I'm really happy to read that as well. All right, this is Tejas signing off. See you soon.